In the depths of the forest, far from civilization, stood an isolated cabin. The cabin was a small wooden structure with a single room and a rickety front porch. It had been abandoned for years and was said to be cursed. The locals avoided the area, believing that anyone who entered the cabin would never return. One day, a group of friends decided to explore the cabin. They had heard the rumors of its haunting and wanted to see if there was any truth to them. As they approached the cabin, they felt a chill run down their spines. The air was thick with an eerie silence, and the forest seemed to be holding its breath. As they entered the cabin, they were struck by the musty smell of disuse. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling, and the old furniture was covered in dust. It was clear that no one had been here for a long time. As they explored the cabin, strange things started to happen. Doors would open and close on their own, and they could hear whispers coming from the walls. They began to feel like they were being watched, and a sense of unease settled over them. As night fell, the group decided to settle in for the night. They made a fire in the fireplace and sat around it, sharing stories and jokes to try and calm their nerves. But as the night wore on, their sense of unease only grew stronger. They could hear strange noises coming from outside, and they were sure that something was trying to get in. They dreamed of shadowy figures and whispered voices, and they woke up feeling more tired than before they had gone to bed. They tried to leave the cabin, but the door was stuck fast, and they were trapped. This text was voiced in Yandex Cloud. As the days passed, the group began to lose hope. They were running out of food and water, and they were sure that they would never be able to leave the cabin alive. They started to hear voices coming from the walls, and they were convinced that they were going insane. Finally, on the third day, they were rescued. The authorities had been alerted to their disappearance and had launched a search party. They were found huddled together in the cabin, terrified and traumatized by their experience. From that day on, the group never spoke of their time in the isolated cabin. They knew that they had experienced something beyond their understanding, and they were too scared to try and explain it to anyone. The cabin remained abandoned, and the locals continued to avoid it, knowing that it was a place of unspeakable horror.